Alright, guys, it's your boy Newteddyera. And as I promised, if you didn't see Dave's deck profile of his Chaos Dragons, go check it out. But this is going to be like the little discussion of Mermails. This is going to be a longer deck profile than usual. I know my profiles are usually like 10 minutes already. But it's going to be a little longer. And we're going to be discussing a lot of cards and some tech choices that people really like and dislike. I like certain cards that a lot of people don't. So I guess we could get right into the deck profile, and then as we go, just ask me some questions, and I'll just come back and we'll discuss anything. All right. All right. You have to put the camera down because sliding is down. That won't work.
All right. That's good.
You can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Triple Megalo.
Why not one?
Because if it's at 1, the deck's dead. But a lot of people were running it at 2. Now, my only thing about not having it, having it at 3, you see it more. A lot of times, like the way this deck works for me, the way I play it, is that I ditch these to the grave. Because a lot of times you don't want to top deck these. You rather top deck anything else like gun, pike, things like that, so on and so forth. So with saying that, that does kind of contradict yourself. I kind of contradict myself saying that it's at 3 that is better. But you want it for Spear, Lindy. This has so many versatilities at 3 and is mandatory at 3. If you run it at any less, I highly recommend that you run it at 3. Point blank period. Now, Abystius at 3, the second most important card of the deck. Now, the reason why he's the second most, because he gets you your pike, which pike is the most important card of the deck. He gets you searching, gets your stuff going more. This is mandatory at 3. The card's just too good. Any questions on that?
If there were to ever hit it to 1, would that hurt the deck?
It will kill the deck. Right. It will murder it completely because, Lindy's still a thing. If Lindy stays at 3, you can still play it. But, again, this is the second most important card of the deck. If you nip this in a bug and take it, the only way is that if they put Tidal back at 3. Mm-hmm. But they're never going to put the dragons more than 1 now.
Thanks to everybody.
Right. 1 lead. Not 2, not 3, 1. This is the guy that you want to discard the fastest, get it to the grave the fastest, and get it out your deck. But it's not good enough to take it out of your deck. It's good to put it into the grave and mess with it. It's big, 27. And everybody knows just attack, swing,
You don't have no fear with that card.
Right. That's your biggest floater. That's the biggest floater in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Title.
Okay, with the title at 1, do you feel you should take it out completely, or you still have...
There was situations that I was like, fuck this card. Take it out. Because it's at 1. It only can do Foolish Burial for it. That's the only thing. And I don't even run Foolish Burial for it. This is a good card. Don't get me wrong. When you see it, hey, your opponent has to fear. Because you could push out 7s like crazy. But with it being at 1 that it doesn't have another search, it's kind of dead. But it's still big. It's 26. It's bigger than Megalo. It's bigger than a lot of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, actually. But at 1, it's kind of slow. But... it's alright.
It's like you said, it's a floater because you couldn't. If it goes to the graveyard, you can always remove 2 and bring out.
Right, and that's why these are so good together. They're big floaters, like they're big fish. Well, fish and the dragon.
But 2 water monsters.
2 big water monsters. Now, the main card of the deck. Without this card, this deck will be dead. If they hit it any lower than 3, it's dead. I wish I could run 4, but I run Sturge.
Just for the 4th one.
Just for the 4th one. In theory, Sturge does the same thing as Pike. In theory. this is at 1 because late game is better to see it than early game. And remind you, it's searchable. All these are searchable with Abystius. If you guys don't know how the deck runs, Abystius, search for that. Or search for any level 4 or Gundy if you need it. So yeah, that's that. This one lets you recycle anything like Diva, Fishboard, Gunday, Lindy, anything 3 or lower. It lets you recycle it. This lets you search it. So all in all, you need it.
You basically use Pike first, search out, and then you use Sturge mid game to recycle.
Yeah.
To recover what you lost.
Yep. And Triple Lindy,
another floater.
The best floater in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I'm saying, this deck has so many floaters, and it's needed. Because they took away our power card, which was like Title, which was the power card, and Dragoons smacked the deck in the face. Double Gun. Now, a lot of people run 3. I understand it's a Monster Reborn. It's all this is broken. This card should be at 3, and is the best card ever. Granted, yes. Drawing this first sucks. Remember, this card is the most searchable in this deck. Pike, Abystius,
even
Pike, Sturge. It's all recyclable, searchable. So running it at 3, yeah, I can make it a 42 card deck. But I don't want to. I want to make it. I actually want to make it 40. But my 41st card was Sturge. So, you know, like I said, Gun at 2 is perfect number. 3 is overkill, really. You know, it is what it is. Now, Dragoons, I wish it was higher, but a lot of people forget his second effect. When he's on the field, the Sea Serpent, I think level 4. All Sea Serpents level 3 can attack directly. Yeah. Level 3 or lower. So, a lot of people forget that.
Especially if you got Marksman on board.
Right.
You can special summon another monster.
Speaking of Marksman at 3, mandatory. Mm-hmm. And Heavy Infantry, a lot of people had it at 2. I was real optimal in the beginning. I was saying that this card needed to be at 3. Popping face-ups are so dirty. A lot of stuff can be chained to this popping face down. When it's faced up, you can't chain.
And that's the thing about them too, is that they just don't pop face up monsters or face down monsters. They pop face up cards, face down cards.
Right. Which
makes them a lot dirtier than they really seem to be.
Exactly. And that's why max out on them 3 each. It's just too good. Now, Aqua Spear. Now, I know in all my videos I was like, I hate this card. I still hate this card. But it's so many moves you could do with Fishborg that makes this card so good with Pike. Yes, it opens up rank 4 plays, things like that. But I only run it at 2 because, as Dave knows, I draw this card too much. Way too much, and I just hate it. And its effect about putting a card in defense is on their turn or whatever. That doesn't really matter. You're just doing it to exceed. Plain and simple.
Drawing that first turn really...
Yeah, remember, I went 4 or 5 turns without doing anything because I had 2 of these. Diva and Fishboard, my only tuners. Now, this is where I get real controversial right now. I know I said I really didn't like Fishboard, but I've seen a lot of combos and a lot of things that Fishboard is good for and actually helps out the deck.
Yeah, you're understanding it more.
Yeah, I understand it more. It makes it, just... dirty. The card is dirty. Now, this card, Dave was like, you must be crazy. I was thinking about taking this out to making it the 40 card, make it a 40 card deck. Right now, at this moment, is at 41. But Diva doesn't do as much as it used to do. The most it could do is Armor Kappa, Gotchi, Armory Arm, DeLorean, easily. Those are, and Catasta easily. Those are their only things that they could do easily. But with Fishborg, it does it a lot more than this. Top deck in this is good, but top deck in a gun or something like that with Fishborg in the grave is good. You know, it's just so at the end of the day, I want to take this out, but I just think it's still too good, and that's why I have it at 41. If you guys could tell me why it should stay or it should take it out, let me know. But like I said, that card is still too good, but it is what it is. Now, double MST. Not 3 because, like I said, marksman and heavy infantry are the ones that get rid of all the problematic cards. These are just plus, really. Mm-hmm. I've seen myself taking these out a lot of times.
While siding them out.
Siding them out, yeah. But again, against different matchups. But if I know they're siding in, you know, D-Fissure and all that, I have the 3rd MST in the side, and that's that. Alright. Now, Salvage, Book of Moon, and Dark Hope. Now, Book of Moon, I was thinking about taking it out for another salvage, but I seen myself just leaving it at that was the best thing. To me, I'm one of the best players of holding a Dark Hope.
Yes.
Like, yes. I hold it for dear life, and when I go off completely, and they can't do anything. I win after that. Like, a game I had, they had BLS, what was it, JD.
I think Chaos Sorcerer.
Chaos Sorcerer.
And a Dark Flare.
And a Dark Flare. It was just a big board. Like, and he was like, you top deck this? I'm like, no. And just showed him, like, here. And I won from there. So it was just, like, devastating. And I hold Dark Hole for dear life. That could be my last card in hand. And I hold it. And I hold it. And I hold it. Now, on to the traps. Now, my deck has a little more traps than usual. But, like I said, everything is self-explanatory. Don't cut this to 2, guys. I've seen so many people put this at 2. Why? This is your biggest bait-out target for MST. And a lot of decks only run 2. As you can see, my deck runs 2. There's a lot of decks that only run 2 or none. Maybe 3 if so. But that's game 2 and 3. But again, don't take this out, guys. This is too good. And I can't be more talkative about that because this starts your plays also if you don't see Pike. It's just so good.
So good.
So good. Compose, Torrential, Warning, Bottomless, Mirror Force. Now, yes, this is at 2, but putting it at 1 of's perfect for me. A lot of people don't expect this. When they go off, they run into it and they're like, you run that? Yes, I do. A lot of people run into this. Dev Pro earlier, this guy went off and Dave is a witness. I told him if he summons a monster, you lose. He didn't believe me. The guy summoned the monster and I Torrential, then he lost. I'm like, I make them overextend. A lot of people that are learning decks and messing with decks, they run into stuff like this. Mass removal cards, they run into it. And they get hurt by it. And they end up losing. What time we're at?
You're at 13.
13? Okay. Bottomless, self-explanatory. Warning, Compose, all self-explanatory. Now, any questions you have, Dave, about it?
No, that looks solid. You basically answered all my questions. Just, the only thing is Aqua Spirit a card that you're willing to keep in or take out later on in the future?
Right now is staying in. The only thing that I would maybe put in, I was trying to Undyne again. I just hate Controller. I hate it. I hate Controller with a passion. And I even did putting this at 2. I mean, putting Undyne at 2 and 1 Controller. And I drew the Controller. It's retarded. Even though Undyne is searchable, but again, I just see the Controller too many times. And I'd rather see this than a Controller. Like, and at the end of the day, it's a water target. So I could always ditch it. So it's not as bad as people make it seem, and I make it seem. I make it seem a horrible card, which it is to me. But you know, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Bad cards make decks good. So
yeah, and also in a lot of builds, a lot of people do run Moon Iglesias What's your opinion about that card?
Moon Iglesia is good. It's amazing card. Drop 2 cards. Why wouldn't it be in here, right? It doesn't fit. And the way I play it, it really doesn't fit. I fill up my graveyard too fast. And by the time I do see the Dragoons to get the Moon Iglesia, it's too late. And my only removal stuff is...
Which you're looking to ditch.
Take out, right. So, and I fill up my grave way too fast. And with title in there, before, let's say if it was back at 3, then I'll put Moon Iglesia back in. But at this moment, Moon Iglesia is just big, but it just gets in the way more. If you don't draw it early, you lose. I mean, so that's
it.
Alright, now, extra deck, this is going to be where it gets kind of real controversial because a lot of people were yelling at me at my last deck profile. Oh, you run Utopia, you're a bad player. This, that, you're fat. Oh, we know, everybody knows I'm fat. Jesus Christmas, like, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, whatever. But a lot of things, people were like, oh yeah, you run Utopia in here. Now, I took Utopia out for you guys could know. Because, like I said in that video, if you really watched it, I said I just preferred it for me. When I say prefer for me, that means it's preferred for me. It doesn't mean that you have to do it. You don't have to net deck my deck. Like I said, I'm doing the play testing. This is what I like to use. So, with that being said, in my last profile, they said that I run too many synchros. And I only have Diva. They're called options. Plain and simple.
Especially at that time where you had a good amount of space to put anything you wanted.
Right. Now the space is even tighter now, and it's retarded. But here we go. Catastor. This may be Armani's. I'm still testing it. It could be Armani's either way, but Catastor's there at the moment. DeLorean at 1 is staying at 1. A lot of people cut it out, but as you can see, DeLorean. This is good. This is combo based. And it is what it is. Gunganier and Black Rose. Now, a lot of builds ran 2 Black Rose, 2 Gunganier, 2... No. 1 and 1.
That's all you
need. The space is tight in here, so why would you try to overextend something that you really don't need to? Those are the synchros. 4 for 2 tuners. Is that fine with you guys? God. Yo, I had like 30 comments talking about that. Alright. Armor Kappa. Armor Kappa is alright card for me. I like Gachi better, but I understand why this card is in there over Gachi. 1 into water and Diva, heavy infantry, Armor Kappa, Armor Kappa's effect, drop, pop. You know, it's self-explanatory. Leviathan is too good. Double marksman on it.
And before you continue, the new card coming out, number 47, Nightmare Shark. Will you be putting that in your deck?
Yes,
or
I will. I'll show you what I'll be taking out for it. Now, Abyss Drake, that's my other 3. And that Shark thing is going to be in here. But at the moment, it's Bahamut Shark, Maestro, Cowboy, Dweller. Now, for that Nightmare, this is coming out.
And you don't feel that you should put Bahamut Shark at 2 with the new edition, or you keep Bahamut Shark at 1?
I was thinking it for this guy, for Cowboy, but like one of my subscribers said on the video, it says Mermails have a big push, and just that 800 might not. You need that last 800, and I've seen that plenty of times. So. I have a love-hate relationship with this. This card, I rarely make it. Like, I don't even know why it's in here. But
the mirror match.
The mirror match, right. And I know why it's in there. It's Abyss Dweller. This card has an automatic spot in Mermails. Plain and simple. So that's that. Now, those are the little guys. Remember, this is for that new 47 Bahamut Shark, right?
Nightmare Shark.
Nightmare Shark. Yeah. The big 7s. Now, this card, it's at 2 because it's just a lot of people don't know how good this card is.
It's on skill. Yeah, it's a 1-turn skill drain, but it really hurts that 1 turn.
Right. And remember, level 5 or higher cannot attack. It protects itself. A lot of times this card was looking at BLS in the face.
Just laughing.
Laughing like, come at me. You can't. You mean, you trying to remove me from play? Skill drain it. At that time, I had Light Imprisoning Mirror, but, that's just the things that is just problematic. This card is so problematic to so many cards right now in the format that is going to be forming. I'm telling you now, guys, if you're running Mermails, main 2 of these. If you don't have one of these, put 3. What happened? It got blurry?
That was about to be 21 minutes.
Oh. Well, I said in the beginning it's going to be long. But, yeah, like if you don't have a Drago Sack or Big Eye, put 3 of these. It's just that good. It's just, I need to make room for these 2 broken cards.
Yeah, because you was able to afford them.
At that time. Now, you're shaking the table, right? When you're shaking your leg, you're shaking the table. Now I'm going to go into the extra deck. The side deck. Real quick, because it's already long, and I know probably all y'all backed out. But if y'all in here at the time of the side deck, there'll be a contest coming up soon, if you didn't know. But 2 Snowman Eater, 2 Maxis, 2 Effect Veilers, 2 Electric Virus. These may be coming out for some more back row destruction or something like that. Maybe Forbidden Lance. Still testing. 3rd MST, because like I said, it's in there. Imperial Iron Wall, guys. Keep that in there. Don't cut it out your deck. Cards are still broken, like Chaos Dragons. They're still alive with the 2nd Chaos Sorcerer coming out. What is it called? The Element Plants. That new Element Plant deck. Mystical Rulers. There's cards out there that remove from play. And it's there to be there. Shadow and Light Imprisoning. Black Wings, Dark Worlds. Evil Swarms. Constellars, Bougians. That's what's coming out. These 2 are coming out for Overworked. 2 Overworked. And that's for Firefist. Since those are overhyped. So, yeah, guys. So, that's the whole thing. Now, remember, I'll be having a contest video up soon. Letting you guys know what we'll be giving away. I'm almost at 600 subs, guys. So, 10 likes on this video. Comment, like, subscribe. Check the Facebook group down in the description. We're starting to be very, 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 very active on Facebook. Letting people know about our team. So, yeah, guys. See you. Bye.